Simplified Speech, episode 174.
174.
What do you think about remakes?
What do you think
Featuring
about remakes?
Andrew
Featuring
and Cassie.
Andrew and Cassie.
Today,
joining me for this episode is my co-host Cassie.
Hello, Cassie.
Hello, Cassie.
Hey, Andrew,
and hey, listeners.
Hope you're all doing
well.
Great to be here.
So, Cassie, today, actually this morning, we are talking about what we should talk about on simplified speech for this episode.
And you came up with a great idea.
You came up with a great idea.
So maybe I'll throw things over to you to let us hear about what our topic is for today.
So maybe I will throw this over to you to let us hear about what our topic is for today.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about
remakes.
I don't know exactly when this episode will come out, but when we were talking about the idea,
I don't know exactly when this episode will come out, but when we are talking about the idea,
The Little Mermaid live-action remake has just
The Little Mermaid live-action remake has just
been
been
debuted
debuted
like a week ago.
ago.
The Little Mermaid has been getting a lot of attention in the media.
And The Little Mermaid has been getting a lot of attention in the media.
The Little Mermaid has been getting a lot of attention in the media.
The Little Mermaid has been
Little Mermaid has been getting a lot of attention in the media.
And The Little Mermaid has been getting a lot of attention in the media. And the Little Mermaid has been getting a lot of attention in the media. 많은 관심을 받고 있어. And The Little Mermaid has been getting a lot of attention in the media. Has been getting a lot of attention in the media. Some
people are really excited about this remake.
Some people are really excited about this remake.
Or not.
Some are
and
not.
I thought this would be a good topic to talk about.
And I thought this would be a good topic to talk about.
Not just The Little Mermaid, but remakes in general.
Not just The Little Mermaid, but remakes in general.
Yeah, and as soon as I heard your suggestion, I thought it was amazing because I was also reading about video game remakes this week, in fact.
I thought it was amazing because I was also reading about video game remakes this week.
So it was kind of a coincidence that you brought this topic up, and
in fact, so it was kind of a coincidence.
Kind of a coincidence that you brought this topic up.
You brought this topic up. The Little Mermaid has been getting a lot of attention in the media, so some people are really excited about this remake, some are not. And I thought this would be a good topic to talk about, not just The Little Mermaid, but remakes in general. Not just The Little Mermaid, but remakes general. Yeah, and as soon as I heard your suggestion, I thought it was amazing because I was also reading about video game remakes this week, in fact, so it was kind of coincidence
that you brought
coincidence. So it was kind of coincidence. It was kind of a coincidence. It was a kind of coincidence that you brought this topic up.
And I have been thinking about remakes as well.
And
so I think we'll have a lot to talk about.
And so I think we'll have a lot to talk about.
And with that being said, I think we should jump into our main topic for today.
And with that being said, I think we should jump into our main topic for today.
So Cassie, our top...
말이 나왔습니다. And with that being said, 말이 나왔어요. With that being said, I think we should jump into our main topic for today.
Topic is remakes. And
Our topic is remakes.
like you mentioned at the top of the show,
And like you mentioned at the top of the show,
there is a brand new remake of The Little Mermaid, the classic story, The Little Mermaid.
there is a brand new remake of The Little Mermaid, the classic story, The Little Mermaid,
which was originally a Disney animated film.
Which was originally
a Disney animated film.
Which was originally a Disney animated film.
Originally it was a book, right? A children's book.
I guess originally is a book, right? A children's book. Originally it was a I guess originally it was a book, right? Originally it was a book, right? Right, a children's book.
That's true, yes.
Yes, and then the book was remade into the animated movie in the early 90s,
and then the book was remade into
the book was remade into the animated movie in the early 90s,
and then the book was remade into the animated movie in
the early 90s,
and the book was remade into the animated movie in the early 90s. In the early 90s.
And then finally now, just this year, in 2023, we have the live action movie.
And then finally, now just this year, in 2023, we have the live action movie.
And maybe we should talk about what a live action movie is. What is the difference between an animated film and a live action film, Cassie?
And maybe we should talk about what a live action movie is. What is the difference between an animated film and a live action film, Cassie?
An animated film is just made through artwork, animation.
An animated film is just made through artwork, animation.
However, a live action film is made through live actors and CGI for the animal characters usually.
Now,
An animated film is just made through artwork animation. However, a live action film is made completely through live actors and CGI for the animal characters usually.
Have you seen this
Have you
movie
seen
yet,
this movie
Cassie,
yet,
The Little
Cassie,
Mermaid?
The Little
Or are you
Mermaid?
planning to?
Are you planning to? Now, have you seen this movie yet, Cassie, The Little Mermaid? Or are you planning to?
I am planning to see it. I have not seen it yet, but I have seen several of the other somewhat recent Disney remakes, such as Jungle Book, Lion King, Aladdin.
I'm planning to see it. I have not seen.
I have not seen it yet, but I
have not seen it yet. I have not seen it yet.
I have not seen it yet, but I
have not seen it yet, but I have seen several the other somewhat recent Disney remakes.
Have seen several of
But I have seen several
the other
of the other
somewhat recent Disney remakes, such as
somewhat recent Disney remakes, such as
Jungle Book,
The Jungle Book,
Lion King,
Aladdin. But I have seen several of the other somewhat recent 약간 최근에 한 Disney remakes, such as The Jungle Book, Lion King, Aladdin.
You're a little bit more knowledgeable about this.
You're a little bit more knowledgeable about this. Knowledgeable. You're a little bit more knowledgeable about this than I am.
Because I haven't seen any of those remakes,
Because I haven't seen any of those remakes, unfortunately.
But I have seen the originals.
But I have seen the originals, and
I'll try my best to follow along. Maybe
I will try my best to follow along.
Try my best to follow along. Maybe
I will try my best to follow along. Maybe
Cassie, you can answer more of the questions about the differences
you can answer more of the questions about the differences between
the originals and the remakes.
The originals and the remakes.
But let's go back to The Little Mermaid for a second, because there is a lot of controversy around this film.
There is a lot of controversy around this film.
And I think right off the bat, when I hear about a remake, I think it's going to be a little bit controversial because there are purists. A purist is someone who just really believes.
A purist is someone who just really believes
that the original is best. Right?
That the original is best, right?
Okay. So there are maybe Little Mermaid purists who are like, there's no way that you can beat the original movie is so good.
The original animated movie is so good.
It's perfect. It's a classic.
It's perfect. It's a classic.
And if you remake that story again, then it will maybe ruin the story a little bit. Or ruin the kind of nostalgia that person had.
Nostalgia. It ruined the kind of nostalgia that person has.
About the original.
That person has. Then it will maybe ruin the story a little bit, or ruin the kind of nostalgia that person have about the
animated film. So person has about the original animated film. So I think
have about the original animated film. So
right off the bat, it's
controversial. But this movie in particular is extra controversial. And maybe we should talk a little bit about why that is. Could you give us some details?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
this
sure.
was a little bit more controversial because
This one is a little bit more controversial because
the main actress that was hired,
the main actress that was hired, Halle Bailey,
is
extremely talented and makes a perfect mermaid, but she looks very different from the original Ariel.
Has flowing red.
The original Ariel has flowing red hair, blue eyes, pale skin, and Halle Bailey is
an African-American young woman.
African American young woman, and so they look very different. And people, the purists, as you say, are like,
to look exactly like the animated.
We want her to look.
We want her to look exactly.
We want her.
We want her to look exactly.
We want to look, and we want her to look. 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 We want her to look exactly like the animated character.
Exactly like the animated character. And others are saying The Little Mermaid is a fictional character.
And others are saying The Little Mermaid is a fictional character.
And mermaids
are not real.
Whichever actress best fits the role should be allowed to play it. That's
whichever actress best fit the role should be allowed to play it. And
that's the controversy that's happening right now.
That's the controversy that's happening right now.
Right, and so really, in my opinion, kind of a stupid controversy.
Kind of stupid controversy.
Because it's a mermaid, right?
Because it's a mermaid, right?
Mermaids aren't real. Sorry to break.
Mermaids aren't real.
Break it to everybody, at least.
Sorry to break it to everybody. 이런 말 해서 미안하지만 sorry to break it to everybody.
As far as I know, ocean scientists have never discovered a mermaid. So
ocean scientists have never discovered a mermaid. So
I think this is stupid. Doesn't matter the race of the person playing the role because
doesn't matter the race of the person playing the role because
mermaids
aren't
so
real.
I don't really understand the controversy, but some people, I think there are the purists, who don't want the original story changed.
Who don't want the original story changed.
Also
our kind of racial elements with some racist people who are
black actress.
Against having a black actress playing the role, which is extra stupid in my opinion.
In fact, Cassie,
I was reading today that IMDb. You're familiar with that website,
I believe it stands for the Internet Movie Database, and
I believe it stands for the Internet Movie Database, and
it's a place where many English speakers go
if we want to find a review or a rating for a movie.
I think it's owned by Amazon.com actually, so it has that's what I read.
It has an affiliation. That's what I
in the article. I just learned that today
article.
Too. And
I just learned that today too.
So the IMDb actually had to change their algorithm for the reviews that they receive. On this website, you can upload your own.
Because on this website, you can upload your
own review after watching a movie. So the
website shows you reviews of people who have watched the film who are not like professional critics,
They're just like what the audience thinks generally. Well,
they are just like what the audience thinks generally. Well,
the IMDb, they announced that
the IMDb, they announced that for this movie,
The Little Mermaid, they had to switch their algorithm because
The Little Mermaid, they had to switch their algorithm,
were receiving so many negative
reviews, like one-star reviews, which is the lowest review
website is a one-star
that you can give on the website is a one-star review.
And they said
that it wasn't necessarily individual users, but it was like a bot attack. Somebody went out of their way to like program some kind of bot attack to give this movie a bunch of one-star reviews. Bot attack.
I don't know why exactly.
It might be
Little Mermaid purist who thinks that
there's like some Little Mermaid purist who thinks that
live action remake goes away from the original story, but it could also
live action remakes goes away from the original story.
Also be about the racist element
but it could also be about the racist element with maybe some racist people hating that a black character is so prominently displayed in the film.
I don't know exactly
why that is happening.
It's interesting,
but also kind of sad. I think
it is.
For me,
I didn't have a problem with Halle Bailey being the main character.
I didn't have a problem with Halle Bailey being the main character.
From the commercials that I've seen,
I'm
a little horrified by how Flounder looks in the live remake.
I'm a little horrified by how Flounder looks in the live remake.
Flounder is so cute in the animation, and a real live fish is just not as cute as an animated fish, and he looked kind of creepy in the trailers that I've seen so far. I don't know why people aren't debating about the creepy Flounder, rather.
I don't know why people aren't debating about the creepy Flounder rather than
the beautiful actress we have singing for us.
Rather than the beautiful actress we have singing for us.